We're live.
We're live. So welcome everybody to another edition of the War Room. We're back. We took a little break, but we're back and we're doing some big moves. To the left of me, I have brother Jesse Holguin, the founder of LEXIT.
So
And,
what's up,
and,
everybody?
and to the right of me, I have brother Mario. He is the LEXIT spokesman, the national spokesman for LEXIT, all G'd up, ready to go and speak whenever, looking slick. So today we have
Always looking slick.
Right, he's always looking slick. So today we have a lot of things we wanted to talk about, and it was urgent, and we wanted to get on immediately because it's getting crazy out there, and a lot of this that's going on in California and going on nationally when it comes to courts and a lot of these votes. So yeah, we want to dig right in, and we're going to get to a lot of these topics. So the first topic we want to talk about is Eric Swalwell, right? So this is a Californian. He's from California. So there's reported that he was sleeping with a Chinese spy, a Chinese national, and I guess she was targeting upcoming politicians, right? So that's the gist of what we got from so far. And I guess he was taken off the committee, the intel committee that he's on. So Mario, you hear this story, we hear what they're saying, and this guy was a big advocate against Trump. I mean, he was the main person out there speaking for the Democratic Party against Trump. So what's up with this guy?
You know what, man? The thing that first comes to mind, no matter what, is we just have to have transparency, and we have to as American people, on the right and the left, just because we don't agree on policy, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't agree on integrity. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't agree on transparency, consistency, because if we keep electing people that we can't trust, then guys, it doesn't matter how good the Constitution is. It doesn't matter how well purposely written these laws are. It's like having a hole in the boat. No matter what, they're always going to be having water seeping in, and there's always going to be something happening in the back door. And so, I've been actually talking to a lot of people, Democrats, and telling them the same. Listen, you and I don't have to agree on many policies, but we should both agree that our leaders and people that are in power should be transparent and they should have integrity.
Right. No, definitely. You hit it on the head. It's something I said last week. I said, it's not about the left wing. It's not about the right wing, because they're part of the same bird, and we need to knock down this bird. We need to take it down. So Jesse, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I was just tripping because remember Feinstein, her a couple months ago, she got busted that she had a dude on her staff that was a Chinese spy. Now Swalwell, another one, has another Chinese spy. We know they all got dirt on Hunter Biden, and Biden is just funny to me. That's why I think that they need to investigate. Like, we're beyond just the hypocrisy, because that's what we say, all the hypocrite Democrats, all. But I think we're past that point now. I mean, they need to be investigated, because we don't know what she knows. We need to know what did she see, because he's the head of the intel for the Congress, whatever. You know what I mean? So they need to investigate. What did she find? They need to investigate. They don't just gotta let it go like that. And then it just shows again that he was one of the main ones that was accusing Trump, was all over Trump, saying Russia, Trump's a spy, like all kinds of things he was saying against Trump, treason, and just some way. He was one of the worst, him and Schiff. And yet comes out that he's right there with the Chinese spy. Like, wow, it's the Trump curse, bro. Every time when they come out bashing Trump, it shows they get exposed for him. But I definitely think that they need to investigate. They need to investigate him, see him and Feinstein. Look at that. How many is that? That's already Feinstein, him, and then they got dirt on Hunter Biden. That's a risk to the nation. It needs to be investigated, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm actually really surprised that it even came out. They've come out with some things that I'm actually surprised. Normally, they just act like it's nothing, and then they won't take nobody out. But I'm actually surprised that they took him off the intel committee. I'm actually surprised that the news actually reported it. I don't know why they actually did that. Mario's always talked about.
Show the picture. So, yeah. Not a picture of it.
Go ahead. No, show the picture of our producer knowing. There you go. Okay,
That's
so
her. And not only that, he was sleeping with her for 6 years, I think they said, bro. So imagine what she probably got.
Well, I heard
Pillow talk will get you every time, bro. Pillow talk.
right. Yeah, guys.
They said that
don't
she
fall for
slept
that,
with several, bro. They said she slept with several different politicians. So imagine, man.
They said that she was targeting up and coming politicians. So we barely heard about him in the last 3 years, right? Couple years here in California, we barely heard about him. So how long has she been working this angle? How long has China been working this angle? Well, we know for years, right? So he came out and was basically saying it's not China because of what he was going through. So I think it's for Mario coming from California. A lot of these California politicians, mainly Democrat politicians, we understand that they are part with Gavin Newsom, a part of the big problem that goes on here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what happens is it just continues to perpetuate because I like to try and at least give people the benefit of the doubt. Everybody's not guilty. You've got to do something to get there. So I think there's a lot of people that get into politics because they have a sincere desire to want to serve the people. They have a sincere desire to want to help. But then when you show up to the game, there's different rules. There's unwritten laws. And if you want to continue to be in your spot, we do things this way. This is how things are done. And you have to be able to be extremely strong to stand. And most people, what happens, just like anything else, when you sacrifice a little, you cut a corner here, the Bible says that your flesh is never satisfied. So you do it one area, it's a slippery slope and it just keeps going. And so, oh man, if you want to win this thing, you gotta chip down this person so that, they'll make it easy for you to get this done in that city. And you just start learning that. And then when you give someone power, it exposes who you really are. So again, I think a lot of people in California, they get involved, maybe, right? We're just trying to be gracious here, with the right intentions, and then they show up to the game, and the game is corrupt and dirty, and most people aren't built to be able to stand, and that's why they hate Trump, because from the very beginning he couldn't be bought. He didn't play the game. He went against the grain, and we see Democrats and Republicans who don't like Trump because guess what? He exposed both. Deep states on both sides, yo.
And not only that, bro, that Swalwell, he was one of the main ones too that was downplaying the China. When Trump would say that China's our biggest threat and all that, he was like, no, not China, Russia. Look over here at Russia, not China and all that. So that's kind of fishy right there, that he was the main one trying to downplay China, and then now it comes out that spy. So to me, that's fishy as heck right there.
Compromised.
Bro.
It's compromised.
It's compromised.
What she got on him.
And what's crazy to me is, and we can say this, we're a team here at LEXIT, right? So we know in a way what each other's doing. We're on social media. We can kind of get a gist of what each other. How can you not know what other politicians are doing? And that's why I love Trump, because I knew that and I'll be straight up. A lot of the Republicans are spineless, bro. They know this stuff's going on, right? But they're so scared because they're worried about themselves. That's why I always, from the beginning, that's why someone like Trump was perfect, because he had to be cut from the same cloth as them. He had to be just like them in a way where he was vicious, but still hold morals and values. And to me, when he went in there, I was like, finally, here we go. We got somebody that knows what's going on. And he's like, okay, I'm going to pull the covers, And I thought that was awesome, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So another thing I wanted to talk about was, before we get into the states and what's going on, the lockdowns here in California. The other day, we all got alerts saying that they were going to lock down. Literally, we all laughed and we posted and we're like, So how is that affecting your area, Mario? And how are you taking it? And what are some of the things you're seeing and what your family's going to do about this?
Well, thankfully, where I'm at, we've got a sheriff who really, Sheriff Bianco out in Riverside County, and he took a stand. And by doing that, I believe he gave a lot of people courage, and he let people know that they can stand up and they can do what they see fit. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of businesses. Today, in fact, I went to take my nephew to eat lunch. It was his birthday. And I said, let's go to lunch. He said he wanted to go to BJ's. BJ's was shut down. We literally drove to like 2 or 3 places, one of which was a family restaurant that we go to. I mean, we're talking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a family restaurant, Mexican restaurant that we go to often. I know the family, I know the owners. I walk in and I said, hey, are you guys closed? Yeah, takeout only. And since I know them, I was like, come on, stand up. Let's do this. Oh, and she said something. And she said, Mario, look, they're gonna fine us. And I said, if they shut you down, you're going to lose your business anyways. So you have option A, shut down and lose your business. Option B, stay open and fight and get a fine, right?
Right.
What do you have to lose? And so, we have to make sure that as people that are living in our communities, that we're supporting small business, that we're letting them know that we're there for them. We're not going to dime them out. We're not going to call, the health department on them or whatever. But at the end of the day, they are still well within their right to stay open. And if they feel a threat, Miguel Aguilar from Self-Made Fitness, if you guys don't follow him, part of our LEXIT team, on his Instagram, he talks a lot about exactly what business owners can do and stay within their constitutional rights to stay open. He even breaks down what a warrant should have on it. And if they don't have it, they need to bounce. They need to get out of your restaurant. They need to get out of your place of business.
Right. That's awesome to be educated. So if anybody's listening and a small business owner, get with LEXIT, get with Miguel from LEXIT, get with Mario, he'll connect you. And there's a lot of people. We've been going out trying to support. We have a list I've been giving out here in Bakersfield that all the businesses that are staying open, and we spread them to all of our friends. And that's pretty much where we're going to eat. You know what I mean? If we're going to go eat out, these are businesses that we're going to attend, because you know what? Here, our sheriff as well, he's not dealing. He already said, look, we're in Kern County. We ain't doing it. Stay open. Ain't going to arrest you. Nobody's going to find you. And there's the finger to Newsom. You guys keep on doing what you're doing. To me, that I was like, cool. The rest of it's good. That's why I laughed. So Jesse, your area, same question. What's going on, bro?
Man, we're locked down bad over here in LA, but it's just the timing and all that. Like first they tried to shut down Thanksgiving. Remember they said you couldn't even sing, and it's ridiculous how they were being. Now they said till the new year to try to cancel Christmas. You know what I mean? That's what I seem to be. But to me, I think it's gonna backfire on them, because of so many people. Even I was talking to a black guy, and he was a Democrat, like he was anti-Trump, whatever. But he was so mad just having a conversation with him, and he was so mad. I say, you know what? This is ridiculous that nobody can't work. People are struggling, and he just hearing them, and I was like, wow. See, now you guys see what we've been telling you for last year. We told you guys by putting Democrats in and Biden and all that. I go, this is communism. And then he was like, yeah. Like it was like amazing to see. He was agreeing with everything. He was just totally, and then he was like, yeah. And then Galvin wants to give the criminals. He gave the criminals. Like, I didn't even know that part. He said that they gave criminals money, and it's like, he was just going off, so mad and all that. I was like, dang, hardcore Democrat, anti-Trump person, but he was so furious, so mad. And he's just a normal black man from Long Beach, you know what I mean? But it was good to see that, like, people, and he was like, yeah, the people. He's even said that liberals starting to go start protesting in front of the mayor's house and all that too, and all that. I was like, good. It's just funny to me is the Democrats. They always try to act like they're the party of the poor and the working man and all that. How come the Democrats ain't out there protesting? How come none of the Democrats are caring about all these jobs and people losing their businesses and all that? It shows that they're just full of it. They're just fake.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's sad. We had Dinesh D'Souza on not too long ago, and he gave the ladder rope, analogy, and I thought that was so awesome. That's something we use now. And the Democrats are not your Robin Hood, guys. If you guys are listening and there are any Democrats out there, and they're not your Robin Hood. Because in the story of Robin Hood, like he said, they took from the rich and they gave to the poor with no, that's all they wanted. But in this situation, the Democrats want your vote. If they do not get your vote and they do not keep you on these government programs, and this is what the lockdown does. This is what the lockdown is doing. They're trying to get everybody on these government programs, so you rely on them. The government becomes bigger, and guess what? The people become smaller. So it's not we the people no more. It's we the government. It's we the senators, we the assemblymen. Half of them need to go, right, Mark?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the things that we have to understand is that, and that's why I love LEXIT and the mission so much, is that Latinos are conservative. right? We came, our family, whether it's us or our grandparents, our parents, our great grandparents, whoever it was, we came from somewhere, and we
Right.
came from somewhere pursuing freedom, pursuing, a life, liberty, and a track, and that's why I love our community, because we know how to work hard, right? That's all we want. All we want is a shot. And so it's really important that we make sure that we understand that, guys, we have to really bind together, not just Republicans, but also Democrats, and stand against this, because they literally want to just take all of this out. They want to blow the whole thing up so that we can rely on them.
Right.
To me, it's like
Right.
all devious. Like, I think that they're doing it all. That's what I'm starting to believe, what they're saying about all that vaccine stuff. Because, like, why are they doing this? Because even though I know a lot of people that have had it and that they recovered from it. Like, I think even Mario said he had it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So if you're locking down, you're destroying the nation. For it only has, like, I don't know, what is it, 1% or whatever it is, 2%. I don't know what Facebook hit me or whatever. But I don't even know the rate is. But it's totally they should not be locking down, destroying the American magic, because more people are dying of suicide, of spousal abuse, or depression. Look at all these other things that are going on, these problems that are happening. So that's why everybody, especially everybody in California, make sure you get with the recall Gavin Newsom. Everybody,
Yeah.
we need to get this dude out of here. So everybody just look them up, recall Gavin Newsom, sign the petition. We need to get him out of here.
When you think about it, you look at, here's the issue that everybody gets you with when they say, well, Mario, if somebody you knew died, that changes everything, right? Because 0.001 is not a big number. It's not, I don't even think it's a real
Right.
number, but 0.001, right, doesn't matter until it's you, until you know somebody. And
Right.
the whole point is this, guys. Listen, my grandmother passed away, my wife's grandmother, okay, from COVID. And while we love her and we miss her, and yes, it's sad, and she was super close to my children, and she was an elderly person, right? And we're not making light of that. But the point is when you put everything on a weighted scale in life, right?
Right. Right.
You put that 0.001 on this side, but then you go out and you put all the loss of businesses. You put the kids that can't go to school. You put kids that are no longer able to go and play sports. They're no longer able to be socially normal, right? You have this idea of all this psychological damage that is happening to our children. Think about, I'm a parent. I have to teach my kids to stand up, look somebody in the eye, shake their hand, because by nature, a lot of times they're like this. They're scared.
Right.
They're backed up, right? And then now what we're doing is we're putting them in a bubble. Drives me nuts when I see parents with their kids with the masks on and this and the plastic stuff and all that other craziness. We are doing so much damage. And when you put it on the weighted scale, the 0.001 is not more important than literally collapsing the entire nation. It doesn't weigh out. And that's where leaders have to make tough decisions in business, everywhere. In war, you have to understand, hey, sometimes, we're outmanned, but we've got to win this war. We've got to send our troops in. And they turn around and they say, hey, listen, General, we don't have any supplies. We don't have any extra ammo. We don't even have enough men. It doesn't matter. We need to hold them back, because if these guys don't go over here and hold them back, everybody over here is going to get killed. So you have to make tough decisions sometimes. And that's not what's happening. They're shutting down the entire nation for one person's grandma.
Right, exactly. So we understand that it's not even a pandemic in a way. We called it a pandemic. And in the beginning, we called it socialism by crisis. We now realize now it's more communism. But, it's funny to me, because when people will hear Mario talk, and he made a lot of great points, the whole thing was great. Most of the left will see that and say, man, you don't even care about life. But when people tell you stuff like that, think about where the source comes from. These are the same people that stand up and applaud after-birth abortion in New York. These are the same people that don't bat an eyelash when these little babies' bodies are being dismembered, right? They don't care. So remember, it is a pandemic. This is what it is. It's something that's put into place. They've seen a crisis, and they said, let's push our agenda. Let's push what we have in place, and let's keep on going. Because I guarantee you two things are going to happen. They're literally going to squeeze this like a lemon so they can get every vaccine, all the money from the vaccine. They can get all the money to all these programs they want on the social programs. Or they're going to wait till supposedly when Biden gets in office, and then it's going to drop, right? Because it's all for the benefit of what they want. It ain't for the American people. It's not for us because we see the American people hurting out there. Businesses, people are going without, right? That don't have their families. And a lot of us are fortunate enough to have jobs where we do work from home or work for the state or city, but a lot of people don't. So it's just sad. And it's something that at LEXIT here, we're fighting hard. We're out there on the streets, stop steal and no shutdowns. We're out at 10:01 after curfew, and we're out there doing our thing, right?
Exactly, we are out there.
Okay, so let's get into this. Since we're talking about Trump, the states, right? It started with Texas, right? Texas started to sue all the swing states. Now I believe it's 17 states are suing swing states, and the Supreme Court said that they would hear these cases, right? So you guys, Trump's saying this is
Huge.
it could be a golden ticket, right? This could be huge, right? So what's your thoughts, Mario?
Well, it's my understanding that the whole purpose is, somebody says, well, the courts in Pennsylvania, the courts in Georgia, they're shutting it down. What do you think they're going to tell on himself? Like, that's where the crookedness is in those ranks. And so people have been asking me all day, they're like, Mario, what does this mean? What does this Texas thing mean? Well, here's what happens is to take any case to the Supreme Court of the United States, it's got to first run through the proper channels within the states. And so what was happening is in these swing states, in the Georgia and Pennsylvania and the Wisconsin, the Michigan, all of that nasty corruption was stopping it from going through. Even if it lost, it's okay. We needed to just get through the ranks, take those losses knowing we would because of the corruption, and then we can get our place in the Supreme Court. But by Texas doing this, the Attorney General in Texas just basically said, you know what? We are the Supreme Court in Texas, and we're going to sue, which means we go straight to the front of the line. And so by jumping over all the madness and getting through all that bureaucracy at the state level, he took it right then and there. And then 17 other states said, you know what? We went on it. We want in on this too. I told somebody today, Texas might have just saved the United States of America.
Shout out to Texas.
Amen. Amen. Thank God for Texas. That's all I gotta say.
Yeehaw, baby.
Thank God for Texas, and just everybody keep holding the line. Just everybody keep holding the line and keep praying, man, because we always keep on pushing, saying that this is a spiritual battle going on. Like for Trump, he has forces of everything, but like it's a coup from the social media, the fake news media, and so big tech, all of them. It's a coup against the president, trying to. A blind man could see that it was a phony fraud election. Like they even showed him the other lawsuit that was going. It says like 1 in the trillionth power, like possibly. Did you see that?
Right. I see that.
It was like impossible for Trump, for when Trump was winning by that percentage, to lose. Even Trump tweeted today. He said even the Vegas odds makers, they said it was a 97% chance at 10 a.m. that Trump was going to win. So and then nobody has ever won losing. Ohio and Florida, nobody has ever won. But Creepy Joe, and then I can see if he was like a great old president. I'm not giving Obama, I couldn't stand it, but he had a big following. I'll give him props. He had a big following or whatever. So even that, he didn't get that. Like, but you're gonna say Creepy Joe Biden, who couldn't even get 100 people at his gatherings, you think he did that? You never even see people hardly had no Biden signs in front of their houses out there. I used to see a lot of people with Bernie or Hillary bumper stickers and all that. See none of Biden and all that.
No.
But you're saying that he was the most popular president in history. So I'm just proud of Texas, and now I'm proud of all these other states that jumped in. Hopefully the number will just keep going. I think it's up to 18 now. But
it's 18.
So hopefully it just keeps growing. I know Trump said that they're going to get involved. They're going to jump in, and the ACLJ, Jay Sekulow and them said that they're going to jump in on that case too. So hopefully just keep praying, guys. Just keep holding the line, because at LEXIT, we've been holding the line. I just hope more, like Ray Rod said, there's a lot of spineless Republicans that are being exposed right now. So we just got to keep fighting. What's your words, man? We're fighting for everything, man. We can't lose it. You see it, Obama. You see already these terrible picks that he's nominating, just ridiculousness. We can't have it, especially by the way they cheated, bro. So just keep praying, everybody. Just keep praying and holding the line.
Yeah, no, definitely. I had a little story today. The funniest thing I heard, I get in the truck with my partner, and I'm like, he voted for Biden. And I turned around and looked at him, and I go, man, I just don't believe that Biden won. And we hadn't talked about it in a while. And he goes, yeah, they woke up a sleeping giant. I looked at him, I went, I almost fell out my drink. And I said, you think they woke up a sleeping giant? Get out of here, dude. Like, get out of here, because it's easy, because I have people working here on the house, right? We're remodeling the home. And I haven't really talked to the guy, and he came in here and we started talking about guns, showed him some of the guns. We started talking about it, and he brought up something, and I didn't mention it at all. He said, you know when I got a gun? I said, when? He said, when these people started riding and going out there and riding. Mind you, this guy came from Mexico, came over the right ways, broken English, we're talking to each other. And he says, now I need this to protect my family. So people are understanding that it's not about different sides right now. They understand that we're fighting the bigger people, because people in Mexico understand that this crooked government as well. So to think that everybody came together so much to vote for Biden, sorry, not buying it.
When have you guys ever heard of that? That 17 state, 18 now, joined together again. That shows right there. Another thing I wanted to give a shout out, props to Cruz. Cruz said that if it goes before the Supreme Court, then he's gonna do the case for Trump and all that. That's just so cool for Cruz. Hey, that's props to Cruz that he's gonna go up and argue at the Supreme Court for the case. That's cool. So Cruz is a real one, guys.
Yeah, no, that's tight. So
you want to say something, Mario?
No, go ahead. I'm good.
Right, okay, so check it out. This is what I've been wanting to get to. I saw somebody DM me last night and put this in my inbox, and I woke up. The first thing I saw in the morning, and it put me in a bad mood to half of the day. So, Joey, can you play that tape of the Representative Cynthia Johnson in Michigan, please?
So this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. We ain't playing with you. Enough of the shenanigans.
No, it's muted, I believe.
Enough is enough.
Oh, no.
And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order. Make them pay.
Wow. Okay, so that was a direct attack. Now, the Michigan State Democrat Representative Cynthia Johnson, and I believe she was relieved of her duties. I believe they took her off the committee or where she was assigned to. And to think to themselves that they are taking names. I watched another video of her. I don't know if you guys seen it. I watched another video of her where she was on a panel where they were bringing, I think Rudy Giuliani was bringing people to talk, and she was there. And she wanted specifically this woman that came with Rudy to present the case. She wanted her to state her full name. And people were saying the reason why is because she wanted people to have access to this full name so she could be doxxed. So this woman could be doxxed that came to represent Trump's case in election fraud. So women like this are out there calling action, evil action against Trump supporters, calling on them to be hurt, calling on them, on the families and whoever else. Mario, bro, I know this hit right to the core. So what's going on, man?
You know, I think about, my dad told me a long time ago, he said, Mario, in any situation, you have to ask yourself, are you going to throw gas on that fire, or are you going to throw water on that fire?
Right.
And so somebody who is in leadership in the United States of America, and somebody who truly believes, okay, that Biden won, she should not be throwing gasoline on a fire, okay? Right. What you should be doing is if you believe that Biden won, you should be calling people to peace. You should be calling people to unity. There's a reason why Kamala Harris has not stepped down yet. I mean, really? She knows. Right. They all know. And there's going to be increased turmoil. There's going to be an increased barrage of nonsense the closer and closer we get to this decision, because I always tell people, it's kind of like if you've ever been pushed into a pool, you're standing by there, your knucklehead cousin pushes you into the pool. The first thing you do is you reach out for anybody around you to grab on so you don't fall into the pool. And that's what's happening right now. Anybody that's around, they're going to grab onto them, try to drag them down with them. And that's what's happening. This was a disgusting display of, I would say that's a disgusting human. Because when you have access and influence over people and you're using it to push hate, there's an old adage, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And so what she's saying is that Trump people are wrong, so we're going to go wrong them back. Right? And even if that's what they believed, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And so it was disgusting. It was showing what type of ignorance that person has. And I'm thankful that they took her out of office. And in my opinion, she should be brought up on charges.
No, definitely. You know what? I think it's the bullying to the highest level. They're getting so used to bullying people and throwing it out there, and they expect Trump supporters, people on the right, conservatives, to cower down. And they must not know where we come from and how much, we are right now are the rebels, right? We're the modern day rebels, and we're standing up saying, guess what? We're not standing down from anybody, and we're willing. The best video I seen, I'm a part of another chat, and the best video I seen is somebody posted that video, and right below that they posted the scene from 300 from Sparta when they were basically like, "Come get some." Like, hey, look, we're waiting. Don't act like we've been waiting to protect ourselves because we know the evils that we're fighting out there. So, Jess, what do you think about this video, man?
It's like Mario said, it's totally disgusting. Just a hateful, evil lady, and it's just now you know why the country's the way it is. Now you see why the liberals are out there attacking people and just how they are. Look at how their leaders are. Like, you know what I mean? It's just total, and they try to act like Trump's causing the hate and Trump's making divide and all that. Imagine if he did that. Like, it's just crazy. But they've been doing stuff like that. Like, I always blame the person. I try not to blame the politicians. I try to blame the person that actually does things, whatever, like that. But this one's different than the other. I could see just talking crap or whatever. No, she was righteously telling them to attack us. You know, that's like me telling, hey, all LEXIT followers, go out tonight and attack.
You know what to do.
Any liberals. Yeah, you know what to do. That's righteously caused. She's pushing them to do violence. So this is like above anything that we've seen. Like, we've seen some vile, disgusting thing, hateful stuff from these liberals, but to me, this was the top that I've seen. She's totally disgusted. That's like terrorist threats. To me, that's terrorist threats. That's a charge. She could be charged for that, and she should be. Something for sure. She should be out of office. All that. But imagine the Democrats should be even calling. Like, where's Pelosi and all that? Where's Schumer and all that? How come the Democrats? How come CNN ain't out there saying calling her for to resign and all that? Fake media because it's a Democrat. Imagine if it was a Republican, you know that, and then our Republicans would have threw our dude under the bus real quick. You know what I mean? A hot second, they would have been all out there. He needs to resign. But see, where's the Democrats calling for her to resign? Where's the Democrats calling her out or anything like that? They're just totally disgusting. You know why? Because they agree with it. I'm not saying all of them, but they that's why they're so hateful. That's why they are like that, because they like this. That's why they never condemn Antifa. And they're out there assaulting people, even old people, women, everything, and they don't say nothing about it. They're just so evil. That's why I was a Democrat. That's why I always say it. That's the party, to me, of Satan. They're like evil, the Democrats. It just shows because of all the godlessness. It shows on their evil action. I bet you even that lady, she probably even looks like, bet you she's a racist. Say that lady.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, we call it, and me and Mario experienced this in D.C. when we came from the White House and experienced hate from a liberal. It's liberal privilege. I mean, we've been saying this. Liberals can get away with anything. It doesn't matter what color you are. We had a white woman that was wearing a Black Lives Matter hat tell us, minorities, she hopes we die. That's liberal privilege. They can get away with whatever they want to do. We held to a higher moral standard, and we have to play by the rules. They cheat and do whatever wickedness, whatever they pull. Right, Mario? We experienced this firsthand, and it's sad.
It was brutal. I mean, we were talking about the actual event. She came up behind us and started trying to get a tongue lashing. and A-Rod kept his composure. And what happened was A-Rod just checkmated her with facts. And as she walks away, she says, "Well, I hope you all get COVID and die." And we literally looked at the camera and we were like, this is exactly what we're dealing with. And it's condoned. And it's condoned, it's accepted, and it's normal because the media is massaging a narrative to the people. And we need to step out of that. You know, somebody asked me today on Instagram, I did one of those like, hey, ask me a question. And somebody asked me, if you were president, what's the first thing that you would do? And I said, I would bring the full wrath of the United States government on the media. And I'd make them accountable for their actions. I'd make them liable in court for every single thing that they do and everything that they say, to make sure that they start speaking the truth, that they get off of one side, that they are down the middle. And if not, reporters should be held accountable because they have influence over people. To much is given, much is required. If you have a mouthpiece to speak and into the lives of millions of people, then you better be accountable for what you say and the garbage that you spew. And if you're not giving truth and being right down the middle and impartial, you go to jail. That's the first thing that I would do.
Hey, and you know what's scary? A scary thought? Imagine she's calling for that when they think they won. They think they won, and she's calling for people to attack Trump supporters. Just imagine if they lost. Like, we know that they're going to be out there terrorizing them.
Let me say one thing. Somebody just said, what about freedom of speech? Okay. What about freedom of speech? When you are a person that represents a community of people, when you are a person that is in government, you have to have accountability for the words that you say, right? Yeah. It's just like this. Why is it that you're not allowed to yell bomb on a plane? Because you're not allowed to create pandemonium while 200 people are in the air. Yeah. Because it's irresponsible. And so you have freedom of speech as long as it doesn't hurt other people and in the certain context. She is a representative of a state. She is a representative over other people. See, so freedom of speech doesn't go one way and not the other, right? Because you're saying, what about freedom of speech? Everybody was so up in arms when Donald Trump said, stand back and wait, or whatever he said. And my God, you're so racist. Where's your freedom of speech then? Oh, because it doesn't fit your narrative. Hypocrite. So all of a sudden it doesn't matter. This one said, you know what to do. Do it right. Yeah. Soldiers. Right. There was hate in her voice. Yeah. Right. And so she's not an average citizen. Yeah. She's a servant. She works in public office and she has influence over people. And when you do that, it's like yelling bomb on a bus. You're trying to incite violence. You're trying to incite a riot. And when other people's lives can be in danger, you need to be held accountable.
Yeah, but they try to criticize Trump for everything, and he don't even do anything like that. But Trump's bad, Trump's evil, all that, this and that. But when they see, like you said, the righteous threat, righteous evilness right there, and they quiet. They don't say nothing, or they try to justify it. Disgusting.
They're hypocrites. They're hypocrites, and this is funny. And Mario nailed it. When it comes to Trump and it comes to the left, they're nailed to the cross, right? They're nailed to the cross. In the Democratic Party, this is condoned. Like he said, this is condoned. So who are the parents of the Democratic Party? Nancy and Chuck, right? The parents. They are the ones that are allowing all these people and have made it acceptable, right? As it's like seeing a parent saying, okay, guess what? You can do whatever you want. I don't really care, right? What ends up happening? Kids are going rogue. Kids are going and yelling in the movie theater. They're screaming and kicking in church, crying. Nobody takes them out. But when the Republicans have the same thing, right? What happens? Spineless Republicans. It's like the parent. The Republicans remind me of the parent, not Trump, but the Republicans remind me of the parent that let that Santa tell them, no Nerf gun, right? And didn't do nothing about it. I would have snatched my son up and I would have smacked that Santa across the face, right? I would have done. But that's what's going on. Is on one side, the parents are saying, go ahead and do it. And on the other side, nobody's sticking up for the kids. So we have a bunch of things that are going on around that's crazy. And it's just bad, man. It pisses me off. And we have to stand. I feel like we, the American people, need to pretty much stand up and take over. You know,
So I,
that,
I heard I heard somebody speaking the other day, and they gave an example. See, what's happening right now in our nation on so many levels is just paranoia.
right,
People are afraid, they're paranoid. And what happens when people are paranoid? They start turning on each other, right? When you get three guys, let's say we all got popped doing something. Why did they separate us? Because they walk into the room and they say, "Hey, bro, you want to tell
Snitchy.
us what happened?
Hmm.
What are you
right,
talking about? Jesse was over there. He had a lot to say about you." And all of a
Exactly
sudden, I'm
what they
just like
do.
tripping, right? I'm like, whoa,
Hmm.
what? And so he gave this example. When you go back and you look at the Salem witch trials, okay, here in America, there was paranoia. Everybody was accusing everybody of being a witch. And
right,
if and 19 people were burned alive and hung, being accused of being a witch. And there was a point where the nation finally went, boom, wait, what are we doing? Wait,
right,
what? And then you look at the 50s when brother were turning in brother saying that they were communists and people's doors were getting kicked down because there was another paranoia. And it was bad everywhere. I mean, people were getting, they called Frank Sinatra a communist, and it was craziness. And then the nation went, wait, what are we doing? And it stopped. We've got to get to that place because right now
right,
you have friend turning on friend, brother and sister fighting one another. You're a racist. Oh, you're a liberal. You wear a mask. You don't care about people. And what's happening is we are turning on one another off of pure para freaking noia. People are
right.
paranoid, they're uneducated, and they're turning on one another. But what has to happen is we need to snap out. There needs to come a place where we say, no, I'm not going to allow my whole neighborhood and all my friends, my neighbor across the street who owns a business to go under, and his kids and his wife, and now he's an alcoholic. I can't allow all of this. We've got to stop. We've got to stop because right now everybody's just paranoid of the right and the left and this fake China flu and all this other stuff. We've got to stop. We've got to wake up. But this is not a place we haven't been before. We've been there. Salem witch trials,
Right,
everybody with
right.
communism, and here we are again. History repeats itself.
No, that's true. I have the coworker. He's 70 years old, bro, and you know what he tells me? Why are you worried about it? It's happened before. You know what he told me? Something that's so true. He's like, let me tell you something. I'm a Biden supporter, but I'm gonna give you a little hint here. If you want to change something, you got to change the laws. That's the only way that's gonna affect you. And by doing that is doing what we're doing now, going to basically Gavin Newsom's doorstep, right? We got look at. I said something the other day, and everybody's like, "Oh, you getting no crazy." I said, you know what? We need to get on offense, right? They said the best whatever is the best defense is good offense,
Best
whatever. How they
defense,
said,
good offense. Yeah.
right? Okay, but I want to get on offense against our own party. I want to basically have our own party hostage and say, guess what? I'm not going
Me
to go against
too.
them because guess what? They're not changing. We already get that. So why are we fighting them? It's you suckers that ain't doing nothing about it. So you know what we're going to do? We may hold our vote back. It's been working with them on the other side. So we may say, you know what, here at LEXIT, we're not going to push for you like we did before because you didn't show up and show out when it was time. So our offense is going to be against our own. Not that we don't support what's going on, but we know now that Trump had no support whatsoever. I mean, his support, his circle was literally that small, and that was with his family. And it's sad. It's really sad. And yeah, so we're already. I know. Mario's got to go to church, and his brother's a
Yeah.
man of God. So before we go, I want to get last closing words from both of you guys. Go ahead, Mario.
Jesse, go ahead, bro. I was
I
just
just
on
want to
you.
say, keep pushing the line, everybody, and just keep praying. And we got some, like, we're Lex is going to keep on going. So donate to us. You can go to our website, and there's a link. We're going to put a link right here. Help us out because we want to start having rallies. We want to doing community events, community things, helping people clean up cities and doing all kinds of stuff. So just help us out and share this video, get it out there, and just keep following us and keep pushing and keep praying.
Yeah, I would echo what Jesse said, guys. There's some information that we're not at liberty to share yet, and we will. But just like anything good, anytime you're going in the right direction, the enemy is going to attack you. And
Right.
LEXIT is under siege right now. And so, guys, I see a lot of love. I see you guys always on here. I see you sharing. I see you do all that, guys. We have, thousands of people that support the movement and are a part of the movement and believe in the movement, if each one of you guys gave $5 at the PayPal link below, you'll help us to continue to survive. You'll help us to continue to move forward because we have huge things happening, but we do have very immediate issue that we've got to deal with. And so, guys, we're calling on you guys to please, $5 goes a long way to help the movement continue to move forward. We'll release more information when we're able to, but we're fighting. Shout out to Jesse. This guy is tirelessly, putting the movement first. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, he is sincere. His desire to see people come to the light, to see people understand their rights, to see the Latino community break out of the bondage is sincere and it's real. And so I'm going to stand here and say that, guys, support LEXIT because Jesse has been real deal Holyfield from the very beginning. And so if you guys find it in your heart, I know it's Christmas season, but $5 from every single person, guys, and we'll blow the doors off this thing. And we are going to make the Latino vote. We're going to make the Latino community the vote that everybody has to go to. And they're going to say, you know what, if we want to win this seat, if we want to win this community, if we want to win whatever it is, it's got to go through LEXIT because Latinos are conservative. We love our family. We love God. We love our country. We love capitalism. We love entrepreneurship. We want to start our own businesses. And you guys are conservatives. And so with that being said, guys, I just want to encourage you, please hit the link below on the PayPal, shoot us $5 and help us continue to do what we're doing. And once we're able to, we'll let you know a little bit more about the battle that we're fighting right now. God bless, guys.
Yeah, and also, go ahead, Aaron.
No, real quick, to quote Ricardo, and the reason why we're doing across all color lines, but we want to educate Latinos. And Ricardo said something I thought was so powerful. He said that as Latinos, we are so trusting by nature. His grandpa in Mexico can't read or write, but yet he'll go to a church and believe every word that priest says. That's how trusting the Latinos are. And that's why we are here to educate, because we realize that they have been brainwashed, only believe people of our own color. And it's sad. It really is sad. But we're here to, people like Mario, people like Jesse are here to educate. When I first came across the movement, like Mario said, Jesse is sincere. And this whole thing, I asked Jess, what are we doing? He said, I want to educate Latinos. I want to educate them, bro. They only listen. They're brainwashed how I used to be before I came to see the light. And when I saw the vision and I saw it playing, and I've been here for a whole year, and I said, wow, they're at a plus 8% since 2016 that voted for Trump Latinos. Think about that. And the majority of them voted for two things, whether it was economy or it was voting on your morals and your values. And that's something that I think is huge, because people say, well, we're still divided. But you know what? We made headway. We made a change. We put a dent in what we were trying to do. So support us, like Mario says. Go to the link. We want to go. We want to hold rallies. We want to do a lot of stuff. We want to educate people. This is our main focus. We want to educate people, but like anything else, it costs money. We go everyday Latinos. We go to work. We have kids. We have families. We come home. You know, we're not millionaires and billionaires.
And we're a nonprofit, so not one of us gets a dime. It all goes to the movement to try to help Latinos. And you see, Trump went up 8% with Latinos, so it shows, and everybody who's anybody knows that LEXIT had a lot to do with that.
And we're not done with the presidential election, guys. We want as soon as this page gets turned, Gavin Newsom is right in our crosshairs, and so we're going right after him. We want to blow up California. We want to have rallies. We want to do a lot of things, and we want to be able to educate the masses to get rid of this tyrant and all of his people and his crew. And so, we're not done by any way. We ain't even got started yet, guys.
And shout out to Noel, the man that's producing our show. Shout out everybody. That's Noel. Noel's the one that produces our show. So thank you, Noel.
Yeah, thank you, Noel. We appreciate it. And you guys stay tuned. We have somebody big next week. We can't tell you yet, but it's somebody huge. It's on Wednesday, and you guys tune in. We're going to be interviewing this person, getting just an insight on what's going on with politics and going on in our nation. So until then, we'll see you guys. God bless. Stay safe, and LEXIT out. Peace, you guys.